Hello, I'm Rose Diamond, and in this video I'm going to be exploring what it means to be on an authentic path. This is part of the exploration of the qualities or the values that we share if we identify as being part of a tribe in transition. And to get into this subject, I would like to read you a paragraph from a book I wrote in 2007 called Living Your Passion: How Love in Action is Seeding a Whole New World. And this book was based on interviews with 25 practitioners or new culture makers, mostly in New Zealand, where I was living at the time, who were actually embodying this process of becoming more whole, more authentic, and from that authenticity, creating new forms and new culture out there in the world. So it's that movement from inwards, outwards, into the inner world, and then out into culture making. So I'd like to read this paragraph about authentic path. I think the challenge and the opportunity at this time, when so many social institutions are being deconstructed or have become corrupted, is for each individual to find their own authentic truth. There's an increasing pressure to do that, and my sense is the pressure comes from the evolutionary impulse itself. Authenticity is really about finding our connection with the rest of humanity, with nature and with cosmos, through being aligned with our highest truth and our authentic power. In order to make the evolutionary leap, which I believe is possible for humanity at this time, we first have to experience our connectedness fully. The beauty of it is, the more truly we express the self, the more we connect. As soon as we realize we are essentially interconnected with every other being, we don't have any other choice but to serve that interconnection. It becomes apparent we are not separate, and whatever we do to or for another being, for good or ill, we also do to or for ourselves. Ultimately, there is only one self, one consciousness. I'm moving from an intuitive understanding of this awesome truth towards the experience of living it in every moment. I believe it is exactly this healing from separation to which the evolutionary impulse is calling us. Whenever any one of us heals in this way, we contribute to raising the collective consciousness to a level which will support the survival of our species and life on the planet. So I think it's important not to confuse authenticity with individuality. It is a form of individuality. It's a form of expressing our unique individuality without apology, without compromise. But the old way of individualism that was happening earlier, in the 20th century, no longer serves us. That was an individualism which was selfish, self-centered, centered on getting what I want for me, on me. What do I want? What do I need? Authenticity is more about focusing, using ourselves to discover what is most deep and true for humanity as a whole and for our interconnectedness with every other being, every other species on the planet. So the deeper we go into ourselves, the more we connect with everybody and everything. It's a sort of essential paradox of this path. So it begins with a desire to express ourselves. And I've found this very much through my writing. I've been writing consistently for 25, 30 years now. It is my main passion. It's where I connect with something bigger than myself. So writing takes me deep into myself, into my deeper wisdom. It also connects me with something higher than myself, which is a source of inspiration. And through the practice of writing, I have been learning how to bring that higher inspiration into a truer and truer form without my little self, my personality self, getting too much in the way. So that's how I would sum up an authentic path. That our channels of self-expression are the way into our authenticity. They're the way into our deepest truth and our deepest wisdom. And in the collective transformation that we're all part of, it's so important that each of us brings our own unique gifts, because we're each a part of the bigger whole. As we work on our own wholeness, then we're able to contribute more to the bigger whole of which we're part. And every one of us has a voice. Every one of us is needed to create the whole picture. So that's why at the moment there's such a flowering of people, things happening on the internet and people doing their own thing and living their passion, and just a huge explosion of talent really on the planet. It's amazing. And then the next layer is coming together to co-create the new forms, the new cultural forms that are so needed by our species and by our planet. So the authentic path is really important if we're part of a tribe in transition. It's about learning to live in alignment with what is most true, with what is most wise, with what is most whole, with what is most creative, which will uplift us all into our next level of evolution. Thanks for listening.